Alright, welcome back. So, I'm going to, now that I got this thing back together, never taking it apart again. If it gets some kind of leak that I gotta pull it apart, I'm just gonna sell it and rebuild another one because it'd be easier. The thing's got a lot of airlines, complicated connections to make it work. I actually redid a few things on it from the first time, well actually the second time. I pulled it apart, moved all the fill ports to the nose for the the air fill. I got rid of a couple of fittings, T fittings and stuff, just by redoing how I did the air stuff. And I think I fixed the leak. It was leaking again. Checked it again, did a couple things, and I think the valve may have had some trash in it, so it was leaking when the gear was down and the door was open. It would leak air out, and then when I would close it, it would stop. So it was making me think that I was getting blow by on one of the air cylinders. So the air cylinder that supposedly I thought was leaking, because I could close the doors, it would stop leaking, and if I opened that particular door, you would hear the air coming out the vent valve, so it was like it was blowing through. So I don't know what was going on with that, so I pinched off the valve, or the line, to see if it was that, make sure it was that, not the valve, and then I thought it was the valve, and then I checked it again, and it stopped leaking. So I don't know if the valve may have had some trash in it or whatnot, but anyways, that's that. So what I'm working on switching gears to now is that F-18 Skymaster 16.5 F model. I fixed most of the issues originally when I started. There was some major problems. I gotta paint it still, waiting on it's hard to see there, but that color right there, the lightest color, waiting on some paint for that. The other stuff I think I've got, but that particular color I don't have yet, so I'm waiting on that. But I'm going to go and get started putting the servos in. I know Futada's got some of these crazy new, 1,000-ounce torque servos that would be great for your stabs. I mean, that's overkill. I mean, you're going to rip wood apart before you install the servo. But I mean, if it's the same size, essentially the same weight, might as well overdo it so the servo's not having to work so hard on a stab. Something like this anyways. But I didn't opt for it because they were just coming out, and they actually weren't out yet when I ordered them. So I went with, I'm going to run two of the BLS 177s. I wanted the metal top portion because when I install the servo, I'm actually going to build up some support around, just to kind of help support the overall servo, because the ply in there is really crappy ply, and even with bulking that up, I wanted to put some supports on the top portion of the servo, on the sides, so it would essentially kind of go up higher. It mounts here, and all that sticks above the wood, but I'm going to take and run something across the top just to kind of help support it. Probably not needed, but this thing has a big stab, and it is a big jet and heavy. So anyways, but for everything else, minus the nose wheel is going to get one of these guys, Savox. It's like a 500-ounce servo for very cheap, and I don't need S-Bus for the steering. Everything else is going to be S-Bus like I normally run with the Mcotech system. But I'm using these guys. I'm trying these. I never had them. They're fairly new servos, the 9177s. It looks like a 172 or 177, but it's a brushless servo. Digital S-Bus, 500 ounces of torque. They're half the price, so they're a really good deal. So anyways, I'll shut up with that. But here's what we're looking at. The wing, bottom of the wing, 3 servos per aileron flap, or trailing edge flap, leading edge flap. And it's going to be hard to see, so I'll lift it up here. You can see they have the big blocks in here, This block goes all the way down to the bottom, which I kind of like, so it's kind of tied the top skin, the bottom skin. These are just your typical, you know, a little over 1/4 of an inch thick, and they're just this top area. It's like a plate in here. It doesn't go all the way to the top skin, but this one does, which is kind of nice, and same for this one. It doesn't appear, doesn't go all the way to the top skin. But first thing I got to do, and pretty much any servo you put in here, you're gonna have to size these things, because they have the L brackets, the aluminum L brackets that you mount to this, and then that basically you put 4 screws straight down to hold it in, but you can't get the servos in there because these need to be shaved down on each side. This will be easier to shave down because it doesn't go all the way down, like the block is not as the full length of the wing thickness. This one's gonna suck because you've got to go down, you know. So, but that's what I'm about to work on. Just wanted to show you what I'm going to do. So you'll have three servos per wing. The leading edge flap or slat, whatever they want to call it, I don't know. Who cares? Same thing. Has this thick carbon arm on it, and there's a groove cut out in it, and what you'll do is you'll mount a little ball bearing onto your servo arm, and that'll work it. It'll just kind of slide up, kind of like your stabs on these things. They're using these ball bearings, pin type thing. I kind of like that. You know, these things, they don't go very far, but I mean that's a good inch of travel so on the arm, so it does actually go a little ways. Ailerons on these things, they don't go up. I mean, they will go up a little bit, but they're not designed. I mean, I'm going to put a little bit of up play in them. Let's see, kind of throw that around. So just to kind of give it a little bit of an aileron thing, but you can't go very much up. It's mainly just to be down. But I will put like maybe, you know, it's about 10, 15, actually it's about 20 millimeters or more up. So you can get a little up in them. I might put a little in there, but it's mainly going to be, you know, for the down. You know, when you put the flaps and stuff down, they kind of do that. So, anyways, I'll get shut up talking. It's kind of a long video to do nothing, just kind of showing you what you're going in. I'll get all the hardware out and laid out and take pictures of it and show you how it's set up. And I'm not going to bore you with just using the Dremel on this wood. So, that's what I'll be working on first. So, yeah, that's it for now. So you guys take it easy, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out, and once I get them basically sized, I'll go ahead and start another video where I'm showing you putting them in and everything. So you guys take it easy. It's been a while to get back started, so had to wait on some glue. Finally got some glue. McMaster's, man, best place to get stuff like this. But finally got my glue, so I got no excuse to start the jet now. So you guys take it easy. I'll talk to you later.